Hey there guys, it's Neb here, and today I'm bringing you my Dark Disciples build. And let's get right into it. So, there's actually two parts to this build. I did a session where I was using the Katana, the Chaos Blade in it, and it was actually it I used that throughout most of the videos, but I was kind of getting bored of it. Plus, I'm not a big katana fan myself, so I try to incorporate a different weapon into it. But I'm gonna go over each of the builds and tell you the differences. There were just minor changes, mainly the weapon and ring selection, but it's not a huge difference. Anyways, I'm gonna go over the Chaos Blade first. The Chaos Blade, I used to use the Chaos Blade plus 5 infused with Dark, and so we could buff it with Resonant Weapon. The Dark Chime, Chime of Want, plus 5, so that it has a good boost for Dark Magic and helps Climax and Scraps and all our Dark spells hit even harder, which is what we're looking for. And I used to use a parrying dagger with that Chaos Blade combination, but I grew bored of it and I decided to say screw it. But for now, basically, the only thing I would recommend changing out of this build to include the Chaos Blade if you wanted it would be the old Leo ring. You don't really need it. You could swap it out for, let's say, Chloranthy ring plus 2. There you go. You've got infinite rolls basically. Stamina management isn't that big of a problem. Anyways, now for what I'm easing into, and I have just a few clips in the video where I'm using a rapier, but nonetheless, I'm gonna get into it. So this one is a Spada Repair. I'm using the Spada Repair plus 5, and it is infused with dark so that we can get the extra little bit of dark damage in on people, which is pretty fucking good. And then we have the Hunter's Black Bow plus 10, and I didn't infuse it just because I don't think that bow should ever be infused. It's got great scaling and is a beast. And I got rid of the parrying dagger for this because I have the Espada and I wanted to get learned how to parry with a rapier. So there we go. It also is less noticeable when you're parrying with the rapier. People think you're just gonna go for the poke, but then you'd be like, "Oh no, man! I'm just gonna throw out that parry," and you devastate their day. But if you pull out a parrying dagger, people might see you switch weapons, and then they get a little more cautious. And of course, we got the chime of want, blah 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 that's talked about, and for our apparel, we're using the Fume Sorcerer's Mask, which is looks awesome for this build, and also the Black Hollow Mage's chest piece armor, which you farm from the chariot, and it's a pain in the ass to get. The engraved gauntlets are gauntlets that we've chosen just for their awesome looks, and you don't get to see much of them in this build, but they still have that wicked effect, and that's mainly why we want to go with that. And for leggings, we went with Eloin's leggings, which just basically fashion souls. They look kind of cool, so I went with them. And our ring lineup, we have the stone ring, the clear blue stone ring plus 2. Get your hands on it if you can. The old Leo ring, which is, of course, should be with every rapier weapon, and and basically any thrusting weapon. This thing should be on any build. And for our dark clutch ring is our last ring on the lineup. And for our spell slots, we have Resonant Weapon for our buff, Climax for those awesome moments, and Scraps of Life you can just toss out here and there. I don't really use it that often. I just use it to basically troll people. And now I'm gonna go into levels. So this is on a high level character. This is on my 350 character, which I use a lot. And sadly, I am in the high level soul memory, so I kind of had to go to the extreme. But basically, if you want to dumb this down to a high lower soul level so that you aren't having to deal with too much, you just want enough to cast Climax, have enough spell slots to have Resident Weapon and Climax. You could drop the Scraps of Life if you didn't want that, and then put in stats to wield the Espada and have enough to get decent scaling from the weapon itself. And the rest would have to go into health, vigor and endurance and adaptability, I'd have to say. You could try and just like skip out on vitality if you really wanted to, but it's whatever you can fit into the build for whatever preference you want to work within, like your soul level. I personally like 150, but this character demanded more levels. So yeah, now I'm gonna go through the levels. So I have 40, 40 in vigor and endurance, 53 in vitality, 40 in attunement, so that I'm able to have my spell slots, and it gives me a little boost to agility, and 40, 40 for strength and dex, so I'm able to. This can incorporate a lot of different weapons, so you're not stuck to something. If you don't like it, you can use this build as basically a template, and just swap out weapons here and there. And also there is I have 32 in adaptability. I just went with 32 because that gave me just enough to where I have 110 agility, including my attunement. So it was wicked. And I have 53 intelligence and 65 faith. These help me cast my spells and give me good bonuses, like scaling for dark. All right, guys, that's it. And I'm gonna get into the videos. I'll see you there. So, this fight should be a pretty interesting fight. This is against Armag, and here he completely confused me. I thought he was using a sword, but he's actually using the mannequin claw, which I thought was awesome. And fuck, man, he caught me off guard with that. Let me tell you. And so here we're just seeing just a little game of footsies. And here he's got in the he's just taking so much damage. So you can see how much damage this dark build does. He just got ripped through like he wasn't wearing that turtle shell. Yeah. Anyways, this is against Armag again later with a different build, and he's using a great sword. He's a pretty cool guy. I forgot to mention that I was also using a few different hexes when I was using this build, but they're not really important. The main ones are still Resident Weapon Climax. But here, so far, Armax is taking a bunch of damage, and it almost gets me to that Forbidden Sun. Fuck that guy. I ain't eating that. Throwing out some spells, trying to see what he's all about, and just dancing around basically. Just trying to poke him out, try and do anything just to finish him off. Here I get him with that poke there, and he just eats it, tries to go for that parry, and I'm just not having none of that. So here, that stab right there, that R2, is actually pretty fucking cool. It's great to catch people that roll away from you. Like if somebody rolls backwards when they were right next to you, that thing is gonna catch them at the end of the roll. And right here, I think I end up catching a swing from him. Fuck. This guy, he's actually pretty fun. He was a great time to fight, and he's pretty cool, man. He uses, like I said, he uses some funny setups like mannequin sabers. I thought that was a sword, but yeah, there we got him with the Dark Dance, which is basically like a miniature Wrath of the Gods from like Dark Souls 1 with less damage, and it shoots out orbs to do a majority of the damage. So this fight, we're fighting a guy with a fucking lance, and I'm not even pronouncing that. So here we're just gonna hit him, poke him out a little, see what he's gonna do. And fuck, man, he must be fucking scared. He just got hurt. But here we just fucking hit him a bunch and play a game of footsies, try to feel him out. He fucking almost gets me there, but I poke him, and there. That's what I was talking about. When they roll away from you and you throw out that R2, it catches them right at the end. So in this fight, we're fighting Vulcan, and let me tell you, Vulcan is a fucking dick. He healed in all of my previous fights, and I was like, whatever, man. So here, and I have 2 fights against him, and one of them I ended up healing. It looks like I healed first, but I didn't start recording till like halfway through the fight. There, I think it was this one. Anyways, started recording like halfway through the fight, and then he was just healing up and stuff. He was basically dead, and yeah, whatever. I'm over it. He eats it because he gets fucking climaxed. And that is why we carry climax against people who like to backpedal and heal. Fuck that. I am not about that, and he can just fucking get destroyed. So this is against Fight Clubs. He's actually pretty cool. He was fun to fight against. Pretty interesting. And he's got his sorceries, that Crystal Homing Soul Mass, and in this instance he was using the Murakumo. We had a couple fun fights where he was using a bunch of different spells. But here I catch him trying to cast spells and stuff. I'm assuming that he was like casting healing spells. That's what it looked like. It didn't look like Wrath or anything. And I'm just basically trying to fucking get my spacing right so that I'm able to hit him if he misses the attack. But here I just get a quick slash in and he eats it. And yeah, he's just moving in on me, trying to I think he's trying to feel me out at this point, and he doesn't know what to do. So we're just fucking around with our spells, and he's just gonna eat it here, I think, soon. But he's gonna go down. I remember this. He gets killed by Dark Dance, I think. But he just kept running around, and then one time I just managed to get him. Oh no, I was wrong. But regardless of the fact, we still got him. By the way, those running attacks are pretty fucking good. And there I fucking straight off like an idiot launch off my goddamn fucking climax, destroying all my souls. So here I just like, fuck it. I go consume a couple here and there, and basically working my way into fucking preparing myself for fucking resonant weapon and having enough for climax. So this fight is against Terror Tiger. Terror Tiger, I remember him. He was fun. One thing that I've noticed is not too many people use the dragon armor, which I think they should. I know like it's not as cool as seeing it in Dark Souls 1, but it still looks cool, whatever, and the effects is alright. It's not bad. It's still pretty good. And also, this guy, I like how he's using the shield and all that crap. It looks pretty cool. So here, I just try to feel him out a little bit. But yeah, he healed, you know. I'm like, whatever. I do what I want. And I get that fucking lag stab. What the fuck? I couldn't fucking believe it when it happened to me. I was like, whatever. So I just healed up and I'm like, whatever. I'm back at full and it's game reset. So I just want you guys to think a little bit and think how this is gonna play down. So basically here he is, he's fucking around and we're just trying to poke each other, see who can connect. But none of us seem to be landing too much, so I just get my climax spell ready and there we go. Game over. And that's why we carry climax, guys. It's fucking amazing to catch fucking people healing. And yeah, they just don't if they get hit, they're usually dead. I've only ever had one person who must have been max level and they only took half their health get nailed by this thing, and they had magic barrier and all that. So this fight is against Kex. So here you're gonna see how much fucking damage my sword does. Kind of. It does like that was one-handed too, so that did a decent amount of damage. So I'm just fucking straight up poking, and there I get that counter hit, which that was almost 1,000 damage. And I thought he had to go a stylish way with that dark dance. Good parry. So this is our second fight against Vulcan, and oh my god, this guy just fucking, I don't know. He just fucking gets under my skin. But forget him. We're just gonna fucking wreck his day and move on with our way. Well, move on with our day. There we go. That sounds better. So here he's just fucking spamming parry, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for an opening, and I poke him through it, and then he's just getting spam happy. Heals up, you know, he fucking usually is, but whatever, whatever. He's gonna end up dead after he fucking almost kills me, of course. But I get that heal off, and he can't kill me in time. Ah, fuck, it's so awesome. Yeah, and if you notice in a couple of these videos already, I've been using the Spada, which is fucking amazing. I really recommend you guys try and learn a rapier, like the parrying and all that. I'm still working on getting used to the parrying. It's much different than the monastery, or let's say the parrying dagger, the buckler. It feels a little bit different to me, but whatever. So this fight is against Infested D. We had a bunch of fights that day. Oh my god. We fought for, I think I fought that guy at least 20 times. He kicked my ass a lot. He definitely deserves credit. He was awesome to fight against, and I would love to fight him again. He was pretty skillful and all that in a bunch of our fights, but this is my build video, so I just wanted to throw that out there, that this guy is pretty fucking cool. Anyways, back to the video. So here we're just fucking around, just throwing out swings. I just get a backstab again, and basically I just stay on him and backstab him constantly. And throw out some dark dance. Oh my god. That dark dance. One thing I like to say is I don't use it as my I need to have it build. Like, I need to have it spell on my build. That would be Climax, but if you have a spell slot for it, just try fucking around with it. It's pretty fun. So this guy, he's using Santiers, and something awesome happens in this fight. You guys probably know what it is, but I'm just gonna go with it and let you guys find out at the end. But basically, here we have him, and this is our last fight, and he just gets a fucking backstab on me because I'm not careful. And yeah, but you guys gotta remember that Santier has a Twin Blades moveset, so just remember. So yeah, there you go. And then the climax for the finish. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy.